and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Omogbe, right here in our Lagos studios. Right on the show tonight, we'll be talking about the CAF Women's Champions League. It's 24 hours, less than 24 hours to the commencement of the most prestigious club tournament in Africa. And of course, Edo Queens is representing Nigeria in that championship. Also on the show, it's the weekend. NPFL is getting our attention tonight. And also the English Premier League. Arsenal, Manchester City, Pep Guardiola looking like he's going to get one unwanted record. He hasn't won in the last 3 games. Is it forthcoming? Because Brighton is up there on a Saturday, up against them. Also, yes, we take a look at the Super Eagles. Yes, the camp is not open yet, but the assistant coach will be talking to us on the show tonight on why some players were picked and why some players were dropped. You get to listen to him on the show tonight. Yes, I'm not alone on the show tonight. Austin Wolf is on the sideline tonight on the show. He will not be joining us. He's a little bit, is he hamstring? Not really hamstring, but he's on the sideline tonight. So he'll be back on the Tuesday. But Babajide Oreva is right here in Lagos studio. Babajide, it's good to have you join me on Friday night.
Thank you, Cecilia. How are you today? So
fantastic.
This weekend,
yes,
so much
loaded.
Football loaded. Luckily for Nigeria, we are participating in the CAF Women's Champions League. I'm a proud Edo. Now we have the Edo Queens who will be representing Nigeria. So it's going to be a beautiful weekend for football.
Yeah, beautiful weekend for football. Yes, we'll be discussing Edo Queens. We'll take a look at the players that will be prosecuting that game. Yes, 21 players, but CAF has given them opportunity to have 6 extra players. So it simply means you can have as much as 27 players right there with you. That's what they've been able to do. And for the coaches, pick 3 defenders, 6 midfielders, 6 attackers, 6 defenders, and that's 3 goalkeepers. Yes, 6 midfielders, 3 forward, 6 attackers. That's what he has been able to do in that particular order. But first, we're going to be taking a look at the squad before we start the discussion. We'll see if we can have the media officer Nosakari joining us on the show tonight. But before he will join us on the show tonight, but let's just look at some of the facts concerning Edo Queens, how they qualified for this. They won the WAFB Championship, and that's why they are here at the CAF Women's Champions League.
Okay, so Coach Moses Aduku has done a good job to qualify. They had to win the WAFB Championship. They defeated a team from Benin in Abidjan, 3 goals to nothing. And you need to also applaud this player, MMSN. She has been fantastic, and I expect her to do actually totally well at the tournament in Morocco. So I hope there will be a good outing. But they are also drawn in a very dangerous group. They have the defending champions, Mamelodi Sundowns. We know the South Africans are so strong when it comes to women's football on the continent. However, it's a good one, good cash out, $150,000 for each participating team. CAF has done so fine, and I hope this will also spur these players to do so well in the tournament.
So it's a loaded package for Edo Queens and also a loaded package for us tonight on the show. We'll be having the media officer on the show joining us, Sakari Guma, and also the coach, Moses Aduku, joining us live from Morocco in Casablanca. Good evening. It's good to have you guys join us on the show tonight.
Good evening, Cecilia. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, okay. So let me start off with you. Before we talk to the coach, for you, I mean, for the first time, Edo Queens qualified to represent Nigeria for the CAF Champions League. What's it like making a debut at this prestigious championship?
For me personally, as a part of the Queens, it's exciting and it's really pleasing at this stage. It's the biggest stage for women's football in Africa. Aside the African Women's Cup of Nations, I don't think the stage gets bigger than these. And so far, it's been a wonderful experience. And I'm very sure the guests share same experience so far. It's been wonderful for them. They've been really taking the experience, taking in every opportunity to explore and, of course, make sure that they feel at home and get into the atmosphere as soon as possible for the tournament proper. So it's been really, really exciting getting to this the biggest stage in African football right now.
Yeah, Edo Queens, and it's the first attempt for them on the continent. I mean, they on to go to the regional championship, and of course, they won that WAFU B. Is that actually a springboard for the team to go into the tournament with all confidence that they need?
Yeah, I think it's a springboard. You look at the way the team is set up from the NWFL Championship Super Six, where of course they dominated and they won, down to the regional tournament, the CAF Wafidi in Cote d'Ivoire, where they also won. You understand that this team is real, not just for one, but for more. I think a testament to that, tactically, the coach has been doing so much with the team. A testament to that tactics that the coach has been infusing in them is the call up by the City Falcons, where 8 of the girls were called up to the City Falcons camp. Of course, a two-legged encounter between the City Falcons of Nigeria and the Green Ladies of Nigeria. And we saw 4 of the girls, regulars, making it to the starting lineup on both occasions. So it's safe to say that, both teams, the team is really ready. And the WAFU B is a springboard, not just a springboard, it's a push for more. They know it doesn't get bigger than this. To win this, you secure your future for next season. What it is that you get automatic qualification for next season. I think that's what the girls are looking at for right now, just to secure next season's qualification. Yes, at some in the league can be very tough. Yes, they know the WAFU B is a step closer to this stage. And I'm very sure that this stage will prepare them to the next one, which is securing their position next season for the South West Championship.
And that's a big dream, making your debut, and also dreaming of taking the trophy. I understand $600,000 US dollars. That's a whole lot for the winners. Now, MMSN is one player that everyone keep talking about. That's the eyes are actually on her. She scored 5 goals in that WAFU tournament, and that's why she's hailed as another one. But after seeing what Folashade Ijamilisu did at Falcons when she scored a hat-trick, it seems there are other players that we can look out for you. Which other players do you think will be able to win this tournament for Edo Queens?
Well, one good thing about this team is the versatility of the players. Today, it could be an ATM putting in the balls in the goal, and it could be Ijamilusi Folashade putting the ball in the goals, and the other day is Esther Moses Choma. Between Esther Moses and Choma, they scored 13 goals in the end of the FS Super 6 in Yenegua. And at the WAFU B, the combination was high. I think you saw that. So it's not just one person. Now, I like the coach, when the coach comes on, to talk more about that position, that aspect. But from my point of view, from the outside that I'm saying, I think that you just can't bank on one player. It's all round, from the midfield, from the goalkeeper. In fact, the 21 players in camp, they are bankable to do the job. That's what I can say about the 21.
I love that confidence. Let me come to the studio here before the coach will join us. Babajide, I mean, the confidence from him is actually oozing. I mean, it's infectious. Can actually, I mean, for him to say they can go all the way. The trophy is the target. So next year, they can just come in. They don't have to play qualifiers and all. But that confidence level, are you confident also that they can go all the way?
Like you've said, these girls, they score goals. Yeah. They score goals. And I expect them to actually do well in this tournament. I hope they will get to the knockout phase. They're playing CB of Ethiopia.
That's their first game, yes.
Yes, and they're also taking FC Massa of Ethiopia. So it's going to be... I just hope, yes, of Egypt. I hope they can... The money is huge, $600,000. And of course, the media officer will speak like this because each participating team already has been given $150,000. So that I expect that to help them to properly prepare for the tournament proper. And I hope at the end of the day, they will return home possibly with the prestigious prize.
I mean, there's confidence. The coach is joining us now. I believe he also shares the same level of optimism. Our coach, Moses, I mean, it's nice of you joining us on the show tonight.
Thank you very much.
I mean, your team first time, or is not Bias at the time Bayelsa Queens were there. You've already left the team, but for you, I mean, taking Edo Queens to the continent, what does it feel like?
Wonderful. I feel great because I remember 2022. I was with Bayelsa and we won the league, but because of the national team engagement, I was unable to go with the team to concentrate. And I left after the World Cup, and I found myself in Edo Queens. And you know, initially the first season with Edo Queens was tough, no trophies, and it looks as if I made a wrong move. In fact, some individuals called me and said, "How are you supposed to leave a team you took to the Champions League and decide to pitch them to Edo Queens?" But you know, my strength did not fail me. I wanted to exploit to a new point. I stood up this season after 2 years, and Edo Queens is champion of Nigerian League. Edo Queens is champion of Wafubi, and now we are about to play the CAF Champions League. So I feel excited. I'm the happiest man on planet Earth.
Interesting. I mean, having all this, I mean, getting them to win the league, and not just that, WAFU be champions, and also going into the CAF Champions League as champions from West Africa. Now, we've seen the squad that you have, and you've actually had the opportunity to coach some of them at international level, at under-20 level. You're talking about the goalkeeper, for instance, part of the under-20. Choma Olise, also part of the under-20 team. The international experience that these girls have, how much impact will he have on the rest of the squad?
I think it's good for us because at this level, it's just not having strength alone. Your techniques and your rest must be good. How you manage the game at every point in time. So with the kind of caliber of players I have in my team right now, I think we are due to go. Just recently, 8 of the players were invited to the national friendly game.
Interesting. Let's just see a bit. Okay. Yeah. Continue. Yeah. Okay. Before we get back to you, let's just quickly let you know the players that will be in action for Edo Queens at the CAF Women's Champions League. We are starting off with the goalkeepers. Mole Oyono, as I mentioned, she was with the under-20 team in Costa Rica. Iene team too, the same thing. She was also with the under-20 team with goalkeepers. Doris O'Hare is another goalkeeper. They have 3 goalkeepers in their squad. Let's flip over to the defenders. Of course, we are starting off with a Blessing Ilivede. She was with the Super Falcons in the international friendly against Algeria. Osakpolo O'Hare, Perpetual Iyenta, and Miracle Usani. You have Paulina Ali, Comfort of Folorunshaw. She was also with the Super Falcons at the international friendly against Algeria. Valentina Uroko is another player. These are the defenders for the Edo Queens and the CAF Women's Champions League. And Mary Mamudu, she's also there in the midfield. Cordelia Odoma, Kafayat Mafisheri, and Vera Samuel, Chioma Olise, Esther Iyang. So these are the midfielders, right? They have 2 of these players were at the Super Falcons friendly against Algeria, more like a boost for Edo Queens and for the coach himself. Esther Moses was also there. Mary Angel, she's also part of the squad. Chukwamaka Osigwe, she's also there. Osigwe was, in fact, she was everywhere from the wings for the Super Falcons in that international friendly. MMSA, the girl, all eyes are on her because of the 5 goals that she scored in Wafu B. And of course, she made a series of assists for them to win that championship. And of course, for Lashade Jamilisu, I mean, the girl of the moment. I'll call her the girl of the moment. She was from FC Robo. She was at the under-20, under-17. And of course, now she's with the Super Falcons. This is her. If you're looking for Lashade, this is her smiling right there. She had the opportunity to play with some of those girls, some of the foreign players, talking about the captain of the Super Falcons, Rashidat Ajibade. Coach, I mean, these players are the ones that you've picked for the CAF Women's Champions League. Do you think this squad that you have can go all the way? Your media officer, Nosakare, he is full of confidence that they want to bring the trophy back home.
You see, when you look at these players, you can pick out one player from that team that this is our star player. It's a team game. That is how we have built the team. After the Wafubi, the captain of the team left for Turkey, for Ghana Pastor. But we only missed our personality, but we never missed her in the game because we built up a team and not an individual. So if you look at this group of players that are lined up for us for this Champions League, you'll find out that, like in the attack, We have fire packed in all areas of the attack. So anybody can win a game for us. Even in our attacking midfield, we have players that score goals. So I think we are good and we are ready for the CAF Champions League. But like my style is that I don't like boasting that we are going to just go ahead and say we win the cup. But every game we play like a cup final. Starting from on Sunday, that will be uh, we're taking on the Ethiopian team. You know, it's going to be our first game, and we're going to take it very serious because that will give us the start right to what we really need to do in this competition.
Interesting you mentioned that. Babajide, let me come to you here. I mean, you listen to the coach. He's confident, but he said he would not boast that they can bring the trophy home. And he talked about some of the players he speak. Of course, the captain leaving them. You know, that captain, is he going to leave do you think it's going to be a vacuum for them or something? Or with what he has said, like, it's really not affecting, you know, the players as whole?
You know, okay, so they've been preparing for some time, and I expect them to actually do well. They have all it takes to actually do well in the tournament. I hope the girls will actually live up to expectation. This is the stage where you need to actually showcase what you've got, and I feel they will actually come out.
I like that. Coach, do you think, you know, you guys really had enough preparations? The league have not been in season for a long while. Yes, there was the Betsy Obaseki football tournament. Of course, some of the players are playing for Super Falcons. And then you had some bits and pieces of pickup games that you played for you guys to be in this particular position. Do you think that is enough, you know, to go all the way to win the trophy, the preparation?
I think in terms of preparation, we have to go because we have been in camp for about 7 weeks outside our regular camp, and we've been in close camping. Even while we are playing the Pepsi Cup, we are in the close camping. Come out of the camp to play and go back. I think with what we have, I believe that I pray for favor, and I know the girls are ready. And this is the big stage where the player shows themselves. You're a big player, this is where you show yourself. And I believe my players will not be jittery in this competition. So I know we are good to go.
Really good to go. Now let's just take a look at the games, how the Edo Queens will, you know, start off talking about in the CAF Women's Champions League. We'll take a look at the fixtures at the group stage. Yes, they are in Group B. But then on Sunday, yes, let's start off with the fixtures for Sunday. Mamelodi Sundowns will be up against Tutankhamun. And that's the team they will be up against. And of course, while Edo Queens will be up against CBE Women. That's the game for Sunday. So this is what it's looking like. They're starting off with this game, followed by the game against the Egyptian team before they play Mamelodi Sundowns, which will be their last game for the CAF Women's Champions League at the group stage. For you, Coach, that game you just mentioned on Sunday against CBE, how much do you know this Ethiopian side? They're making their debut in the championship, just like you have Edo Queens also making their debut.
Well, for over 3 weeks now, I've been watching their games. I've been watching their games that they've been playing. And I have most of their matches they play during the zonal qualifiers and also 1 or 2 league games. So I've been watching it, and also the players also watch at the point in time. So we know a little bit about them. But you know, football is dynamic. When it comes to the game proper, definitely, 90 minutes decide. So I think those who would have been watching us, it's going to be a very crap one. For me, my style is that we don't have any other game apart from the Sunday game for now.
All right. Coach, it was nice actually having you with us on the show tonight. Same goes to Nusakari, who also find out time to join us on the show tonight. Wishing you all the best in your first game against CBE of Ethiopia. Hopefully, we get to celebrate when we get to have you guys on the show again.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us. All right, we'll go on a short break. When we come back, of course, we'll talk about the Super Eagles before the English Premier League, and NPFL will get our attention. It's NPFL Match Day 11. That's Nigeria Premier Football League Match Day 11. We're talking about all the games for this weekend. Those are the teams that are at the bottom that are struggling to actually step up. We'll talk about them right now. But first, we look at the fixtures for Saturday. Benin Insurance, they will be in action on Saturday up against Kano Pillars. They're not just the ones in action on Saturday. You also have Lobby Stars and Abia Warriors. Lobby Stars, Daniel Amokachi and his team will see what they will be able to do. This one is looking more and more difficult for Lobby Stars, but they will be hosting Abia Warriors on Saturday for match day 11. Let's take a look at Sunday. That's where you have most of the games, most of the teams in action. Eimba hosting Remo Stars. That's our top clash right there. This will definitely be our focus on the show tonight. Heartland up against Sunshine Stars. And Ikorodu City, the Slayer, Giant Slayer, are traveling to the north to face Katsina United. Nasarawa United will be up against Kwara United. Of course, they may not have the service. They will still have him. They will still have Victor Collins until he leaves for Obene on the 11th of this month. Niger Tornadoes are up against Aqua United. Plateau United hosting Rangers, and Rivers United, after losing their first spot with Remo Stars leading, they will be welcoming Bayelsa United. Shooting Stars and Academy Warriors, this high-scoring side, the goals are drying up, but they are up against Shooting Stars this weekend on Sunday. Babajide, yes, I know the one you obviously want to talk about is that big clash, Eimba and Remo Stars.
Of course, that's the top of the table clash. I know Eimba coach, Olayemi Olaribaju, he has been speaking. He feels this is when he needs to get the point to actually move into the top two positions on the NPFL table. It's going to be a cracker. Also, you need to, the game between Kano Pillars and Bayelsa United. Bayelsa won away in their last game, and you know now that Ahmed Musa is also part of the Kano Pillars team, it's beginning to be exciting for Pillars themselves. So that game is also another one to watch.
Look at. You think Lobby Stars? I mean, they've not had it so good. Daniel Mokachi, I was listening to him the other day when he talked about he can only make do with what he's got. At the time he came in, the transfer season was over. He couldn't bring in any new players, so he's making do with what he's got, knowing that they're even playing away from home. Do you think he can, bounce back from those dreary times they've been having? They have a new technical advisor joining them, the guy from Finland, joining them in that technical bench. It's looking rich, but how rich will it be, for them to start picking up the points that they need to leave the bottom of the table?
For me, when you're already in the 11th, week 11 of the league, then no room for excuses. If you've not, you have to make do of the players that you have. But I expect for a legend of the caliber of Amokachi should understand. He played in the league and he should understand how these things work. You can't come at the 11th week and then begin to complain. I hope they can get the result on Sunday. However, with the new manager coming in, I expect Lobby to improve the kind of they need to leave the bottom table.
They need to leave it, but the only way you can leave that bottom table is for you to start bringing in the result, which is kind of hard to come by for them. Let's leave the discussion on the Nigeria Premier League, because some of the players are actually, the 35 players invited by Coach Augustine Eguavoin, some of them are in camp, and what they usually do is weekends, they go to play for their clubs, and then they go back to Abuja. That's what they've been doing. And you also have the assistant coaches also with the Chan, the coaches of Remo Stars, and also that of Rangers, also all of them, with the senior team, and of course with the Chan Eagles. That's what is currently going on. But some of the players have left, and of course, going back to their club. But let's listen to one of the assistant coaches of the Super Eagles, Daniel Ogumodede, who is also the coach of Remo Stars, talking about why they had to pick some of the players they picked and why some were dropped, especially the invitation of Victor Collins, who plays for Nasarawa United, the central defender.
We want to go to win all matches. It doesn't matter whether, I'm not even aware we just needed a point. All I'm aware is, according to what he told us, the mentality he gave to everyone is to go to all matches and win. We just want to go to all matches and win, regardless of the number of points that is left to qualify. First, the priority is for us to qualify. Secondly, to win all games as they come. We take every game as they come, and the maximum 3 points is what is important to us, according to the head coach. The head coach has come up with a list, discuss with us as his backroom staffs that we think they are competent and capable to to represent the country. They are all familiar faces apart from maybe Gabriel Shaw that is new in the setup now because Semi Ajayi has had injury and he undergoes surgery, and Sadiq has been in the team for a while. He was also out due to injury. Now he's back, and maybe Colin, because the head coach felt we needed the centre-back left foot, and presently in the league we have a Colin that has, to a reasonable extent, proved his worth. This is to show that the head coach is doing a massive job. He has gone around the country to watch the league, and in Victor Collins, he has this utmost belief. I've watched him 2-3 times in the league, and possibly the strongest left foot centre back presently we have in the Nigerian Premier League.
Getting that, it seems he's really scouting. I mean, he will love everything. I mean, you will have to like everything he just talked about concerning the coach scouting players that can join. But after all the scouting, he have just one he was able to pick to join the Super Eagles in prosecuting the game against Rwanda and Benin Republic.
Okay, so this is my take on this. Now we have coaches who see the local league, the NPFL, and though I expected more players from maybe 4 or 5,
right?
Yes, because now we are playing. But at this point, the coach will not want to gamble with the qualifiers, the AFCON, even though we are almost there. But at this point, he wants to make sure that he's getting the results.
The players are still there.
It's a good one for Collins to come. We also, I feel we need a Nigerian flesh, an NPFL flesh in the defense to also play alongside Ekong in the defense. So it's a good. I just hope these boys will not be discarded after the first game or after this first few invitations, and then they won't come to the national team again. We've seen several players come like that, and then we do not see them. However, a good one to the coaches, and just like you said, this same team, most of the players are also part of the Chan team. So it means these are the guys, they see what is happening within the NPFL. Ogumadede is there, Ilechukwu is also there, then there is Egwavon. They understand what they are saying, and now they are bringing the players to the national team.
Now, you just talked about we could have 4 or 5. Or are there other players you feel that could have been in this squad that are not there?
Okay, I'm not mincing words. I'm not campaigning for anybody, but I feel Musa.
Okay.
Yes, because aside the fact that he's a captain, we've seen him since he returned to Kano Pillars. We saw the exploits. You saw the excitement, and he still is just 32 years old. Sometimes I see when on social media lots of things. Oh, he should retire, this, that. But I can tell you that experience is still there. I saw the invitation of Sadiq Umar. I saw his tweet. I think I didn't like the fact that he is also conversing with critics on social media. The national team is the national team. It's a national symbol where you are not representing yourself. You are representing the over 200 million Nigerians. And there should be sanity within the national team. Maybe what I feel Musa deserved, because some players that have been invited this time around, I feel some of them do not really merit. When you talk of merit,
thinking of Sadiq Umar, is that one of your examples of which of these players you think are not supposed to be there?
Honestly, he has played 8 games this season for Sociedad, no goal. Iheanacho is also here. I'm talking of the current form, current impact for their team.
Their clubs.
There is no way some players are in that team while some won't. But however, the coach knows what he wants to do. He knows what he wants to achieve. No sly on any player. They are all fantastic. They all merit to be in the national team. However, I feel there should always be merit.
Okay, when you're inviting players, right? Your performance at club level should also be the judge for that. Okay, now let's go to the English Premier League. Yes, we're going to be taking a look at the games for Saturday and games for Sunday. And of course, the one that is getting everyone's attention, all eyes are obviously on Pep Guardiola. Will he get that unwanted record? He has never lost 4 straight games ever as a coach. But it's looking like Brighton might just cause an offset, judging from what Bournemouth did to them. And of course, losing the losses have been many, from the Carabao Cup to the league and the Champions League. The Champions League was woeful, losing to Sporting Lisbon, the incoming manager of Manchester United. When you start from there, you understand what I'm talking about. Let's start from our Saturday's games. We start off with Brentford. Brentford will be up against Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace will be hosting Fulham. West Ham and Everton will also be in action. Wolves and Southampton is another game we also have to look forward to. Brighton, of course, they're hosting Manchester City. That's the Premier League champions. And Liverpool hosting Aston Villa. Let's take a look at the games for a Sunday. That's where you have Chelsea and Arsenal, the last game for that day. But Manchester United will kick off Sunday's matches against Leicester City. Remember how they were able to beat them in the Carabao Cup 5-2. Nottingham Forest hosting Newcastle United, and Tottenham at Ipswich Town. And of course, Chelsea, Arsenal. Arsenal is also another club that is currently struggling. So first, before matchday starts the analysis, let's listen to the interim coach of Manchester United talking about how proud he is with his team, because after now, after the international break, we're going to be having the new coach coming into Old Trafford.
It was a special period. It is still, of course, and I call it an important period because I think it was important to get through the 4 games as good as we could. I think we've done very well so far. The players reacted very well in the games. So obviously the focus is now to build on that and show that on Sunday. So yeah. I don't know if it will be very emotional. I take it very pragmatic as well, although I'm very proud to be able to fulfill this. But the appetite to build further within this club is stronger than the other bit. I made a deliberate decision to step in this role for 2 seasons and take it from there. And these 4 games haven't changed that sentiment. And that's why I said from the beginning that what my intentions were also after my interim job. Yeah, I agree that when you want to be a successful side in the Premier League and in Europe, and that's what the build is all about, you're going to need a certain amount of goals. That is clear. That is facts in football. And that's why the best teams in the world have those players. At the moment, we have players that get a certain amount of goals or assists, but obviously they are in an age where they still have to be developed, and there's the potential that they will be, and the belief is there that they can.
The belief is there that they can. Interim boss Ruud van Nistelrooy talking ahead of the game against Leicester City. That will be his final game in charge. If you check them at the Premier League, they scored just 9 goals. That's the lowest in any division in Europe. 9 goals in the league. That's what they've scored, saying they need a striker. That obviously they definitely need. But in the games he overseen so far, 2 wins and of course 1 draw. Is that a pass one because he actually want to stay on, as assistant coach?
Okay, so he's ending his tenure or his reign against Leicester City. He started with Leicester and he defeated them 5-2 and played a draw with Chelsea and, of course, won PAOK 2-0. He is a legend of Manchester United, so he understands how it works with United. I'm only concerned that I feel Manchester United board actually appointed Amorim too early. I feel they should have allowed Van Nistelrooy much more time before announcing a new manager. Van Nistelrooy is a club legend. 95 goals for United, over 150 matches. He is a Manchester United icon. I feel, but however, he has done so well. I expect him to defeat Leicester tomorrow. Yes, I expect him to defeat Leicester. But the new coach coming needs to do a lot. I feel there are lots of he needs to do lots on the psyche of the players. You see Rashford, anytime you see Rashford, you see it's not the Rashford you used to know. You just feel there's something missing about the player. He's still young, he still has, but I feel lots of turnaround mentally for the players in Manchester United.
Okay. All right, let's leave Manchester United and go straight to Arteta, Mikel Arteta. Arsenal doesn't know he's struggling with a lot of players being injured, and that's not looking good. Declan Rice is also another player who's doubtful for the game this weekend against Chelsea. Picked up that injury in that warning at defeat against Newcastle United. Also, let's just take a listen to Mikel Arteta talking about not just the injury worries, but the fact that they're playing so many games and that is really not helping the players.
We don't need a reset. We need, in one particular aspect, go from 95 to 100. I think everybody is being consistently struggling with the level that there is in this league and in general in Europe, playing every 3 days at the level, because the temperature is going up another level, the level is going up another level, and to win, if not, I would put my fingers here that nobody's going to do 100 points this year. But it will require perfection to keep winning, and even the teams that are winning, the margins are being like this, or the moments in games they've been like this. So very tough, but this is the task.
It's a huge task indeed for them. It's a tough one because you have so many players out injured. But how will he be able to manage this against Chelsea? Remember what happened against Newcastle, the loss, against Inter Milan in the Champions League, the loss. So it is looking like they're not, really moving forward. Fifth on the log. It's standing 18 points from 10 matches, 7 points behind leaders Liverpool, and 5 fewer than second place Manchester City. So this is really not looking good for Arsenal going into the game against Chelsea, who they defeated last time before the coach came in, Enzo Maresca. It was 5-0. That was their last meeting.
I think it's a lot of pressure for Arteta now. He knows a loss. If they do not get the points tomorrow on Sunday against Chelsea, then they will be Liverpool. If Liverpool defeats Aston Villa tomorrow, then if anything, that means Arsenal might be 10 points behind the league leaders. I didn't like the fact that in the last 4 games they've won only one. They were also Bournemouth also defeated them 2-0. So I feel it's a lot, but you know that Sunday's game is going to be explosive. It's the London derby. So far, Arsenal has won 83 games. Chelsea 66, and they've drawn 63 games. So it's going to be a tough one for both teams. However, you want to enjoy. I do not want to predict this time around. Okay, you want to enjoy both teams. But now, you know Chelsea. Chelsea, they are rejuvenated. Yeah. It's going to be a tough one for Arsenal. All this one Arteta is saying, I feel, is beginning to complain ahead of what he thinks could happen at the end of 90 minutes.
Ahead of it, complaining. But hey, Enzo Maresca is actually wary of that set pieces they were known for last season, which is really not working so well for them at this season. Let's listen to him.
For sure, mentally will be very tough. Set pieces, they are very good, but not only against us. I think they are very good against any team. I watched 2 days ago, last night, Champions League game against Inter, and every corner was smelling goal. So they are top on that, and we're gonna try to deal with that in the best way. I also like to get the pressure from this kind of game. So the pressure is also for us. But for sure, as I said, for me, they are the closest one with City. Both, I consider them better than the rest. And the reason why I said many times is because one club is working with the same manager 9 years, and the other one is working with the same manager 5 years. And this is a big, huge advantage compared to the rest. So for me, that's why they are, in this moment, better than the rest. But we're going to try Sunday to make the life difficult for them. We're going to try our best.
Trying their best. But when you have Cole Palmer, he's back, after that injury suffered. He's not registered for the Conference League in that 8-0 thrashing of Noah. That's the club side. If you want to know the Conference League. But looking at this 20-year-old, he has scored 7 goals and 5 assists in 10 Premier League games. And of course, he's fit and ready. And Arsenal players with the injury worries, can he be the playmaker on Sunday?
Cole Palmer will definitely threaten the Gunners. like I said earlier, I do not want to really predict so much.
Okay.
I actually feel Chelsea will have a slight edge over the Gunners.
They'll have the day.
Slight edge.
What's the slight edge?
I don't want Chelsea. I don't want Arsenal fans to see me on the road and start to.
Slight edge could be 1-0 victory. That's what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, that's your prediction. 1-0 victory. Remember what happened in a Classico? Wow. I haven't rubbed it in yet. Okay, I missed last Friday to do that. Go ahead. Finally on the show, we'll have to listen to Pep Guardiola. That confidence, is it still there? I mean, facing that unwanted managerial first, if his team loses their fourth consecutive game when they play against Brighton on Saturday. Remember what happened in the league? Lost to Tottenham, suffered that 2-1 defeat at Bournemouth. Then they were thrashed by Sporting Lisbon at 4-1. Of course, Ruben Amorim was the one who executed that. Now they will be up against Brighton, who is so unpredictable. And we know Pep Guardiola has never lost 4 straight games as a manager. Let's listen to him. See what he's got for Brighton when they face them on Saturday.
Well, it is the first time in the time life. Hopefully it's not the case. If you tell me 20 minutes against Fulham, we're not good, the team is not good. If you tell me against Bournemouth, I would tell the team is not good. The rest of the game, we were good. Of course, we are not used to play 3 games in different 3 competitions, but it's football, it's happened, so we know the reason why we are struggle. But yeah, looking for that game and after international break, and after that, a few players will come in back better and recover, and for all the problems that we have, a little problems that every player have, we will solve it. I hope so.
How do you solve that? Okay, final one. Pep Guardiola. Is this going to be an unwanted record, or can he get the better of Brighton on Saturday?
One team that I'm always scared of in the Premier League is that
Brighton. Yes.
Brighton. You can't predict them.
Yeah.
However, they could actually also lose woefully. But you can't predict them. They could surprise. Anything is possible for Guardiola that he won't lose 4 games. It might happen, and possibly it's happening tomorrow. It's the game of football. Anything happens. But I expect Manchester City to actually still get the points.
The points. Mm-hmm. You know, for us journalists here, what we celebrate, upset is a sweet thing and it's a sweet victory. Wajide, thank you so much for joining me on the show tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe, but we're going to be leaving you with WTA finals, the semi-finals where Coco Gauff was able to get the better of Arina Sabalenka. And of course, you have Zheng, the Olympic champion, getting into the final also. So both of them will be contesting the final of the WTA finals. The last tournament for the season in WTA. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, guys.